Hey guys, what's going on? It's Eli, back with another review video. And yes, that's right, you read the title and you know exactly what it is that I'm reviewing. Because something else, of course, Lilo and Stitch, and because I had known about this for, well, quite a long time, but very later on, when, say, Stitch Has a Glitch happened and so on. I mean, I didn't know anything about this until very later on, and I want to say probably, maybe I first discovered this, on YouTube or something, but yeah, just overall, yeah. I had known about this, and I had seen it, a good chunk of times, and having done a rewatch of it, and yeah, because now that I'm doing my review, so yes, that's right. From 2005, included in the Lilo and Stitch 2 Stitch Has a Glitch DVD, in the bonus features, a special short film, not to mention that this short film is celebrating its anniversary, that being the origin of Stitch. Yes, the origin of Stitch. Yeah, this was a pretty interesting short film. And I think from what I read, I'm pretty sure, yeah, this was originally supposed to be in Stitch Has a Glitch. There was a sequence, with what we see in the origin of Stitch, but it was cut, and, well, thus becoming its own thing. And that's good to see. With Stitch Has a Glitch, and after the events of the first Lilo and Stitch, the more development the character of Stitch becomes, and, when he starts to have an experience where he's glitching and he's, powering down and so on, well, Stitch, at one point, learns about his origins, and I think it's obvious, I would say, from what I can tell, the origin of Stitch looks like it more likely would take place, maybe in between the events of, say, after the first Lilo and Stitch film and before Stitch Has a Glitch, probably so. Because with what the origin of Stitch has to offer, the fact that we learn how Jumba created Stitch templates on what became 626, because he's a mixture of different alien species, specimens that Jumba, collected, and with, using the templates of those alien creatures, putting it together, and boom, the creation of Experiment 626. It's really cool. But yeah, this short film is very cute, sweet, and, of course, as always with Lilo and Stitch, doesn't fail to not only give us some good laughs and chuckles, but also be very emotional and, yeah. And the fact that Stitch is traumatized at first, but, when Jumba steps in, just, yeah. But overall, this short film is a delightful piece of Lilo and Stitch material in canon of Lilo and Stitch. Yeah. And if anybody had ever gotten a DVD copy of Stitch Has a Glitch and stumbled upon this in the bonus features, yeah. Okay. So, as always, for me, read the description / the story. The secret of Stitch's origin is revealed when he discovers who he was created after breaking into Jumba's computer. Yeah, because getting into the short film itself, well, Stitch is alone by himself playing soccer and accidentally kicks the soccer ball into Jumba and Pleakley's ship, and it's totally empty. Nobody is present in the ship, and basically, and then at one point, an intruder warning triggers, and the scanner scanning for Stitch, and yeah, when identifying that it's 626, and there are 3 voices in this short film. The scanner being voiced by Tress MacNeille, and of course Stitch being voiced by, well, who else? Chris Sanders. And Stitch telling the scanner that he is Stitch, but then the scanner, and on the computer, reveals 626, and, well, that he was created through various templates of alien creatures, with his claws and with his eyes, and, why he picks his nose. There's an alien creature that has the ability to pick his nose, yeah. And then there's a simulation that happens where Stitch sees what he used to be like, being destructive and so on. And he's dramatized by this, that he was once like it, and seen himself now as a monster. But when Jumba steps in, and of course, Dr. Jumba Jookipa, being voiced by the late David Ogden Stiers, can see that Stitch is upset, and sees that Stitch has stumbled upon and discovered his origins and so on, and then Jumba giving Stitch a choice, milk or cookies. Yeah, and they sit down at a table, and Jumba knows that Stitch has a lot of questions on his creation and, you know, how he came to be. And yeah, Jumba basically explaining to Stitch that he wanted to create something to outdo his evil genius self and so on. And by collecting the templates and creating Stitch and how Stitch first turned out, yeah, but then eventually, and of course, with the events of the first Lilo and Stitch film, something changed into Stitch. And, well, Jumba explaining that, well, Stitch didn't become what he was originally supposed to be, you know, being destructive and so on. Well, because the fact that he would find Ohana, family, and, of course, on the computer, seeing himself, Lilo, Nani, David, Pleakley, and Jumba. Yeah. And Jumba is very proud and happy on what Stitch had become, becoming a great success of Jumba's, and even Jumba calling him by his official name, Stitch. Yeah. And the mentioning of Stitch's other 625 experiment cousins. Yeah. They are mentioned, and, well, again, according to Jumba, Stitch is his successor, but as for all the other 625 experiments / Stitch's cousins, well, by this point in time of this short film, they have yet to be unleashed, still in their pods, and Jumba giving Stitch a warning that, you know, if they are to be released, then chaos would unleash on the island and so on, yeah, and Jumba hoping that this might never happen. And then they look at each other like maybe spoke too soon, like, oh boy. Which, yes, of course, as we all know, when it would come to the events of Stitch the movie, and then the TV series, what would happen next when all of Stitch's 625 fellow experiments, and as he calls them, cousins, would be unleashed, and so on, yeah. Yeah, just, you know, overall, the origin of Stitch, it's really good. It's a nice, delightful piece of Stitch material, and being part of canon of Lilo and Stitch, in the franchise, of course. And if you would count, of course, like, say, the anime materials. But yeah. Yeah, everything about the origin of Stitch. Like, what we learn more about Stitch, how he was created, what the specimens, templates were to create 626, who would then be named Stitch. And Stitch seeing himself as a monster, but when Jumba steps in, he assures him, and just, yeah. And, of course, with the great voice talents of Chris Sanders, David Ogden Stiers, and a little bit of Tress MacNeille. Yeah. And the animation to this short film is pretty good, too. And, again, this being featured on the DVD of Stitch Has a Glitch, a very nice treat, you know, for this to be in the bonus features. And, you know, because in some Disney DVDs, they would sometimes include bonus materials or something. You get what I'm saying, just, yeah. Yeah, and also the music and score, pretty good too, just, you know, overall. The origin of Stitch is a very cute, delightful, you know, piece of Lilo and Stitch material in canon of Lilo and Stitch. And I'm giving the origin of Stitch, well, why not? Yeah, 10 out of 10 stars. Yes, 10 out of 10 stars for the origin of Stitch. And what about you guys? What did you think of the origin of Stitch itself? Any of you that had seen this before, any of you that had a DVD copy of Lilo and Stitch 2, Stitch Has a Glitch, or if any of you had first seen this on YouTube, because you can easily find this on YouTube, yeah. Or if you'd seen it also on, say, Disney Plus, because this is also on Disney Plus. You go to Lilo and Stitch 2, Stitch Has a Glitch, you go to Extras, boom, it's right there. Did you find it very cute and emotional with this short film, and the more we learn about Stitch, just, yeah, overall, what do you think of the origin of Stitch itself? and with what I've had to say, my review, and yeah, what did you think of my review? Leave comments and give this review video a like, as always. And so, with all that being said, thank you very much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed my review of The Origin of Stitch. More review videos are coming your way. They're going to be awesome. Keep looking forward, and I will see you guys in the next video / review. Take care, happy anniversary to The Origin of Stitch, and peace out. Toki Babawa!